Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our virtual open evening live Q&A for our electrical and plumbing courses. So this evening, I've got some of the construction team with me who are going to answer your questions. If you have any questions at all, please pop them in the Q&A box, and we'll get around them all this evening for you. So any question you've got at all, pop it in there and we'll get it answered. So what I'll do is I'll hand it over to the team just so they can introduce themselves, tell you what they do and tell you a little bit about the courses, and then if you think of some questions, please do put them in the box.
Hello everybody, my name's Tom Robinson. I'm the section manager for the construction study programmes and the electrical department.
Hi, can you hear me all right? Yeah. My name's Roy Ambridge and I work at the Stevenson campus. Bricklayer tutor. I do multi-trades, and then within multi-trades I do a lot of plumbing. So I can answer a few questions about plumbing tonight.
Fantastic, thank you. So shall we start with something I asked in the last one, Roy, so you'll be you'll have your answer ready. What kind of clothing students need to have for these courses? Because that's something at the moment, particularly close to September, we're getting lots of questions from those who have applied, who are looking to apply or are looking to apply to start with us this year.
As with any workshop in Stevenson campus and at Brooksby, is that safety boots are mandatory. Yep, so you'll need to have a pair of safety boots for any course. And we always recommend that you have a change of footwear, because obviously you can't take your footwear from the workshop into the college. So you need to have a change of footwear. And again, as with all courses, we recommend that when you're in a workshop, especially in plumbing, where you're going to be using some types of oils and greases, is that the last thing you want is that all down your brand new clothes or your best clothes. So we always recommend a pair of overalls or not so good clothes, so you're not worried about getting them damaged or messed up. And that would be the same for electrical. Electrical workshops are the same. Yeah, again, we encourage safety boots and obviously a change of footwear for break times, lunch times, and to go home in. And then again, the same as electrical, they do bend conduit, which is metal pipes. So again, they use types of paste and cream and greases to actually do thread work on the pipes.
Yeah, one thing that we do as well in plumbing and electrical, we make sure that everybody's wearing safety gloves. So you'll be expected to wear safety gloves. You'll be advised on that through the kit lists and also induction week at the relevant ones to purchase. And also we expect all the students to wear a high-vis jacket, but they actually are provided by the college at a point in the year when we're able to sort of guarantee that you're going to stay on the program. Because obviously electrical, it's quite a challenging subject, so we make sure that we support you, but as well, if it gets a few weeks in and we think maybe you need to do another course for a year so that you can come back to us the year after and achieve, once we've got you on the right program for you, we'll issue you with the high vis jacket, which you'll get to keep, which is very useful.
Yeah, that's something we get asked a lot actually, is sort of if students apply for a course, are they sort of stuck into that course? But they do have about 6 weeks leeway, don't they, at the beginning of term to sort of decide whether the course is right for them, and if they're really not enjoying it, they can apply for another course.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to change your mind if you're not enjoying it. To be honest, we don't get many people that don't enjoy it. If anything, we're kind of, we're desperate to create more courses to fit more people on. So the quicker you can get enrolled and apply, the more chance you've got of being guaranteed a place. So yeah, but yeah, if you did want to change your mind, that's absolutely fine, and we'd be able to advise you on an appropriate program to pick.
Lovely, thank you. So what kind of sort of enrichment activities do you do? So obviously you've got like the course where you've got specific things that you have to do. Do students get to go on trips? Do they get to go out into industry and sort of see how things work out in the workplace as well?
Yeah, we've got a lot of exciting enrichment planned this year. So every half term we do a work experience week where you'll be doing trips and also taking part in a lot of local projects. We've got a number of national companies that we work with that take people on work placements. So yes, there'll be absolutely loads of real life exposure to the workplace, which you'll enjoy. And a lot of people do end up getting apprenticeships as well because of that. So during our work placement offer, a lot of people do get sort of took on as apprentices by the people they do it with. So yeah, you'll be doing a lot of that.
Yeah, that's definitely something to know, is that if you start a full-time course, you are able to sort of leave it partway through, do an apprenticeship if you do get one. Obviously applying for an apprenticeship like applying for a job. So it might not be that you can get one ready for September if there's no vacancies, but you might get one throughout the year that you can then progress on to. And a lot of students do that. So what kind of modules would you sort of cover within these courses for someone who's thinking about applying but maybe not quite sure? Can we just give them like an overview of sort of what they would learn?
Yes, definitely. So both plumbing and electrical have a building services related health and safety unit where you also cover working at height. So you actually do a scaffold as part of that. You then also in electrical and plumbing do science and principles, where you cover electrical science and building services related science. Then the two courses obviously go their separate ways really. So in plumbing you cover sort of hot water, cold water installations, rainwater as well. There's a lot of sustainability in plumbing as well. So you'll do rainwater harvesting and ground source heat pumps and different things like that. And then in electrical you cover a lot of installation at level 2. So quite a lot of metal tray work and conduit work and installing consumer units, and yeah, really pulling cables, getting used to installing switches, sockets, the general kind of first and second fix work that you get in a house and also a commercial building. So it's a very good course. It's very big. Both of them are very big, but you do have to motor a bit with the practical. We can't, we have to get you all focused, and every lesson you have to be moving forward. You can't really afford to miss any time just because of the volume of practical that's involved. But it's enjoyable. You're not going to get bored. You're going to keep doing things every week, and your job will change once every 2 weeks on average. So you don't really have time to get too bored.
Yeah, sounds challenging but exciting. So in the mechanical and the electrical engineering, we offer higher education courses as well, is that right? Sort of HNCs and HNDs.
Yeah, there is some higher electrical engineering programs on offer at the college that you'd be able to progress to after completing your level 3 in plumbing or electrical, or if you wanted to do the level 2 and maybe move into the construction and the built environment course at level 3, that's a little bit more theoretical, which is a good thing to sort of prepare you for higher study. We're also looking at doing the T levels in the next year or so as well, so there may be an opportunity to join one of those.
Yeah, so there's so many different options. So whether you're more you want to go down a more academic route, or you want to go down a more vocational route or an apprenticeship, there's so many different options with these courses, but depending on your personal learning style really, isn't it? So let me have a look at some frequently asked questions that we've got. So what sort of things do the students on these courses go on to do in terms of, do a lot of them set up their own businesses? Like, is that an option? I know we've said they go on to apprenticeships. Are there any sort of business modules within the courses that help them prepare for that if they did want to start their own business?
Yeah, there is in the plumbing unit, there is a communication unit which does go through that, you know, how to operate commercially. We also do add some extra sort of things on that during the work experience weeks that I talked about. So we have guest speakers in who've set up their own business who can give advice. Some of our national companies as well, we get them in to show, you know, the other side of construction. So, you know, how to do a quote and different things like that. We take you on trips to merchants as well, so that you can get used to going into a merchant and being able to pick the right tools and equipment to do the job that you're gonna want. Progression. A lot of people go into gas from plumbing, so they go into being gas engineers, installing boilers. Electrical is very diverse, so the majority of people do get an apprenticeship and then become a qualified electrician. Some people specialise into things like electric vehicle charging, working on solar panels. So there's just so many options to go into. But the bulk of the cohort do tend to become apprentices and come back with us and then go through the full apprenticeship scheme.
Yeah, lovely. I know the apprenticeship team always say that a full-time course before an apprenticeship is a great option because it just gives you that bit of experience in the workplace and just within the subject area before you go into the workplace. And a lot of employers love to see that if you've got a full-time course on your CV before you join them. So another thing I was going to ask is, can we talk a little bit about the facilities that we've got? So obviously a lot of students are going to be coming to us from the school environment, which is often literally just sort of classrooms and theory based. So what kind of facilities have we got on site in terms of the workshops to help them develop their practical skills, and how similar are our workshops to what they would find in industry?
Do you want me to
Okay,
say
so do you do plumbing, Roy, and I'll do electrical if you want?
Yeah, well, plumbing is the workshop is built around bays, and within those bays there are bathroom suites. There are a few boilers on the walls. There's areas of rainwater guttering and stuff like that. And then the bays are used then to do your practical activities in. So it may be the hot water system or be a cold water system. So you might install a radiator. You may use copper pipes. You may use steel pipes. But it's really good, and you will be designated a bay, and that will be most of the time your bay for the year, really. Yeah, and there is a changing area within the workshop, so you don't have to worry about getting changed or not changed into your boots. But yeah, it's a very good environment for plumbing. Yeah,
it is. I mean, to be honest, it's one of our best workshops, plumbing. I mean, we've got all of our workshops are very, very good, but plumbing in particular, it's large, it's open, there's plenty of space. You're not going to have to work too closely to somebody. The equipment's quite modern. We've just had some new pipe benders and cutting equipment brought, threading machine as well. We've had a new one of those. And also you've got kind of 2 rows of bays. So you go in from a training bay most of the year, and then you go into an actual full-size bathroom bay as you get to sort of Easter time. And then you do your assessment, which is installing a bathroom. So the full kind of sanitary ware and the actual tub, and you actually also have to pipe up the base of a boiler as well. So yeah, there's lots of room really to be able to work safely, and also kind of in a realistic manner. So not kind of making things small, making things as near to full size as we can. To give the confidence to be able to do it, you know, for real in a job. And it's much the same in electrical, if I'm honest. The electrical workshop has got about 12 large bays. Sometimes they're shared, but they are that large that there's plenty of room for two. And it's all modern equipment. We've had, we spend a lot of money on our materials every year to make sure that we're using the newest and the best equipment that's there. Tooling is good as well. We've got a lot of new drills that we've just purchased. So yeah, both of them got really good facilities.
Fantastic, thank you. Another thing we often sort of get asked, especially at this time of year, is how many days of the week are these courses? So how long can students expect to be in college, and sort of how many hours a day? Is, if they're in, are they in for the full day, or do sometimes students work a half day and then go home? Come into college for half a day and then go home. How does that side of things work, sort of timetabling?
Well, in plumbing, it's a 3-day program, and of course, obviously, it depends on maths and English again. If you get high grades, you have the option to push on with those grades. But if not, then you're cutting down on your workload, which means then you can spend a little bit more time on and focusing on the theory aspect of the plumbing side. It's about that, I think.
Yeah, so the one thing I'd comment on there as well is there's a difference between the first and the second year in plumbing. First years you'll be in for 2.5 days, possibly 3, depending on what level of maths and English you need to do, if you need to resit it. Second years you'll be in for 3.5 days, because the level 2 is a bigger program. You do 12 hours actually taught time with a lecturer. And then you have your maths and English if you need to resit on top of that. So yeah, particularly the year 2 plumbing, I would expect to be in for 3 to 3.5 days a week as a minimum. In electrical, it's the same, so it's 3 days a week in electrical as well. They are the 2 programs in our department that have the most teaching time attached to them, just because they are there's so many assessments to get through, so you have a lot of time to be in there practicing your skills. It's like really being, if you're at school doing resistant materials for 3 days a week, it's a big big commitment, but you do get quite good by the end of it.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you are just focusing on that one subject, aren't you? So it's a really good way to be very specialist in that one area. So we haven't got that long left. How long have we got? We've got about 5 minutes left. So again, if anyone's got any questions, please pop them in the chat. But if not, we'll just keep asking some frequently asked questions that we often get about these courses and about college in general. So another thing we get asked a lot is sort of building on what you just said. Oh, hello, Phil.
Problems with the privacy settings on my laptop, which has been updated since I last used Teams, so I'm struggling a bit. I've been listening into what you've had to say. There's not a lot extra I could add. We do need reasonable ability with maths in electrical. I would say it perhaps for electrical and plumbing, the trades, so-called, are turning professional very fast. If you go to, for example, Germany, and someone says, well, what do you do for a job? I'm an electrician. You would be revered pretty much the same as a doctor. Now, we're not quite there yet in the UK, but the trades are moving that way. It is a technical trade, and a good standard of English and maths is really required all the more. I mean, I've been to sort of conferences from the Inspection Council and places like that, and you do get a very powerful impression of how the trades are becoming professional. So there is good money, yeah, but I wouldn't want anybody to join an electrical course because somebody said this is the way to make money. What we talk about is the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, and it's very true of an electrical course, and probably the other trades would say the same. Yes, you've got the chances of perhaps promotion within your present job or getting a new job, but there has to be the interest in the thing for itself. Otherwise, you're just making yourself a slave to it. We have had one or two, happily not many, but we've had one or two people perhaps mistakenly going down that route. So people ask me, what sort of qualifications do you need for the level 2 course? So we talk about maths and a bit, to some extent, English. Is there anything else? I say you've got to want it, and you've got to want it badly. If you do, and it's your job, you know, as they sometimes say, you'll never do a day's work in your life if you do what you enjoy. And this is very much the case in electrical. You've got to have that motivation, that interest, and also the commitment to doing things as a job well done. I don't want to in any sense belittle some of the other trades like painting and decorating, but we can all see when a painter or decorator has done a good job. When you're an electrician, you're judged by your performance, by the customer, the client. You're judged on whether the light comes on or not, or does the socket work. The bits that are to do with the safety, very few people see, and that makes a big difference. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's about having passion for what you do, isn't it? And sort of wanting to make a career. So a lot of our courses do sort of lead into that career that you can really be passionate about and build on throughout your life. Thank you so much, Phil. That was really interesting. I think that's actually brought us to the end of the Q&A. So thank you so much to Tom, Roy and Phil for joining us today, and thank you for everyone who's joined us as a guest. I've popped some links in the chat, so there is still time to apply for this September if you are interested. We've got some campus tours coming up this weekend actually, so if you are interested, still time to apply to join us at a campus tour this weekend, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the virtual open evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.